Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're reviewing the 2024 Audi A3. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Audi here in Salt Lake City, Utah for giving me some time with this A3. I'm going to include a link to their website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions, just ask for Landon. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Powering this is a turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Power outputs are about 201 horsepower and then 221 pound-feet of torque, with fuel economy being about 28 around town and then 36 on the highway. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood itself, you guys can see the sharp lines there on either side. And then popping down below, I'm always a fan of Audi's headlight designs. I think they all look really cool, especially here on the A3. And then this trim piece down below, that's pretty complex. Anyways, look at the grille here with the Audi badge there in the darker coloration, and of course the silver on the outside. And putting it all together for an entry-level car for the brand, I think it looks really good. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 225, 45, 17 in the front and over on the rear. And you guys can see with the wheels silver with the coloration, got the Audi logo there in the center. And then look at the fender here, that's pretty cool. And then you can see we've got more of that silver trim around the windows. And then here's our full side view with the A3. Now taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We also have the opening here for the trunk, and yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. Now taking a look at the cargo area, the A3 is a smaller car, but it still has a decent cargo space here in the back in terms of the sizing. And then got a little bit more storage as well as a spare tire underneath. And when you're all done, just plop. Another Audi badge there, and then you guys can see the taillight design, and then we've got the rest of the badges here on the back, and then look at the parking sensors at the bottom. And putting it all together again for an entry-level car, I think it looks pretty sharp. Now taking a look at the door panel, I like this trim that goes to the handle. I think that's pretty cool. You got some padding down below, and the stitching that goes through it is pretty cool looking. And then here are the seats. You can see again with the contrasted stitching down the center. Now legroom here in the back is actually really good. We have a little storage net. We also have some vents here in the center, USB ports down below, and then headroom. I mean, I'm touching the top. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you can see soft touch here at the top, and look at the trim that goes down, and then you've got your padding down below with the stitching here. All of our window controls, we've got our mirror adjustments as well. The mirrors do power fold in. You got memory seats, and then there's a quick look at the mirrors. Now with the front seats, again, you got that letter coloration, stitching all down the center. We've got our power adjustments here on the side, all of our light controls here as well, and then look at the vent. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got soft touch all around. Paddle shifters here on the back for the dual clutch. We got some voice command controls, volume controls, controls to the center stack as well. And then you guys can see your stocks there on the back. And then we do have a digital gauge cluster here in the center, which if we press the view button, it'll actually change kind of how things appear on the gauge cluster depending on what you have selected, which, I don't know, I think it's kind of a cool feature. In reverse, we just have a standard backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel resolution, with it's pretty solid. And then as for the rest of the infotainment system, response time with the screen's pretty good. It does take a second for some of the pages to load up, but overall I think it responds pretty well. And then if we go to the vehicle tab here, so we can see the different drive modes. I didn't press the button enough. There you go. Got your comfort, auto, dynamic, individual that you can go through. Got some soft touch trim here at the top. Look at the stitching that goes across, and then I like the vents there, the Quattro logo. And then we've got our climate controls down below. So dual zone climate, got heated seats as well. Drive mode select here, stability control, auto, stop start, hazard lights, parking sensors, and then your parking assist, and then our charging area right there. Then here's our shifter for the 7-speed dual clutch, and then we got your volume control right there. Parking brake with a 12 volt, some cup holders, and then with the center console, yeah, pretty good. Nice padding here on the top, and then felt lined glove box, which is always nice. Oh, and then last but not least, we do have a sunroof up top. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood, both of the mirrors, throughout the rest of the rear, and A3 away. This is the most, this might be controversial for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyways because it's true. This is the most Volkswagen-esque Audi that you can get. It just shares a lot with the VW brand in terms of, you know, some of the materials you can tell, and yeah, just a lot of the characteristics overall with kind of how it looks to an extent. Also, this road, I hate it so much. And speaking of VW, there we go, there's one. Okay, so actually getting up and moving. Pretty good torque so far out of the 2-liter. I like the steering. It's light, but it's also it's direct, so it's got a good balance, I would say. It's a good way to describe it. Ride quality also, again, over these bumps and everything, even though this is a smaller car, it's pretty good. So it drives well. Also, I kind of mentioned this in the review, but I like this thing on the dash. I think it looks cool with the cross stitching. The dual clutch does some dual clutchy stuff at low speeds. I just felt that, but it's overall, I think it's pretty. I like the setup overall. I think it's pretty good. Yeah, it drives well so far. But I guess, as I was saying with the Volkswagen-esque stuff, so, you know, a little bit with, I mean, it still looks like an Audi on the outside, and I was actually really impressed with the trim piece on the outside. Like, it has a very premium look for being an entry-level car. They did a good job with that. Like, you don't have a bunch of, like, big plastic parts just screaming out at you. So I think they've done a really good job with the design on this. But yeah, I mean, it feels more premium than a Volkswagen, but I mean, you get into modern Volkswagens, and they've definitely brought up the interior on those as well, so they're definitely a lot. Again, it's really close when you get into something like this. So we are in the dynamic mode. Ooh, bit of torque. That was pretty good. Yeah, it's cool how this drives. It's got good torque and everything. Okay, we'll get on it a little bit more here. This thing's actually pretty dang quick. Wow. I mean, it's quicker than you'd expect given the power figures. Man, it moves. It really does move. So yeah, to cap things off, I think this drives really well. I think it looks good. I think for an entry-level car, it's quite impressive. Just with everything that this offers, you know, at the price point and everything that it's at, yeah, I think they've got a pretty good value going on here with the A3. Let me know what you guys think about the A3. And I guess that the big question is, would you get this or would you get the Volkswagen Jetta? I'd probably go with this, honestly. It does have the sophistication, but still, let me know what you guys think.